you could say that every decision that Cash had made up until this point helped get the team to the World Series. There's a lot of head scratchers, and you can go back and look at it. But, Nick, did Kevin Cash give the game away when he pulled Snell as hot as he was playing?
Listen, he didn't give the game away. Obviously, though, it was the wrong decision. And this is one of those sports moments that is really, really complex and also incredibly basic. The complexity of it is it has to do with the Rays' approach. This approach is why they got there. The way they have handled Blake Snell all year, who has not gotten through a sixth inning once the entire season. The complexity of modern baseball and third time through the order and of trusting the numbers and all of that. The simplicity is this. The Dave Roberts quote. If for one moment Dave Roberts was allowed to make a decision for the Rays, you know what decision he would have made? Get Blake Snell the hell out of here because we can't hit him. And you should, in sports, before you make any major managerial decision, ask yourself one final question. Is my opponent hoping I do this? And if the answer to that question is yes, then don't do it. Dave Roberts could have managed both teams in the sixth inning last night, and nothing would have changed. And so, Wilds, I feel like this is where, and this is going to end with people saying, this is why you can't trust the numbers. The numbers got the Rays to this point. But this is why you don't simply have an automated manager. This is why you let it be a human being and not a spreadsheet, Wilds. Because there does have to be an allowance for feel and situation. And the feel and situation of this game last night was we got to let Blake get through this, or at least attempt to. And by the way, Wilds, if you weren't going to let him go a third time through the order, then don't let him start the inning. And if you're going to take him out, certainly don't take him out for a crummy middle reliever who keeps giving up runs. It was just bad decision on bad decision, Wilds.
So the thing that I have an issue with is the pure surprise on Blake Snell's face and his post-game quote when he's like, I tried everything. Like, are you sure you did? Are you sure you just didn't go and just get out there and the season played out just like it's played out the entire season? And Nick, you mentioned it. I'll just run through it super fast. These are how many innings he pitched this year. 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5 and 2/3, 5, 5, 5 and 1/3, 5 and 1/3. Postseason, 5 and 2/3, 5, 5, 4, 4 and 2/3, 5 and 1/3. Where's the big surprise? Like, did he hear 1-7 in there? Did he hear 1-9 in there? Did he hear one Babe Ruth-esque 11 innings in there? Like, it's not happening. So if he wanted to stay in the game, if he wanted to go to Kevin Cash, Brandon, before the game and say, hey, you know what? I know you're giving me a chance to win the game. Give me a chance to lose the game. I want to go until my arm falls off. I want this to be on me either way. Don't manage ourselves out of this game. Then I would have bought it. But for him to be like, and swearing when he comes off the mound, when that's the way it's been since July of last year, makes no sense to me, Brandon.
Well, look, I'll tell you this, Wilds. I don't like it. And it's one of the things that, I struggle with when it comes to baseball is the data and the analytics. Like, they're good, but they're good when you use them right. Let's go back to the NBA Finals. What did we see? We saw LeBron James playing extra minutes. We talked about how the other teams, the Clippers, and even the Nuggets, how they stuck to their game plan when they should have been using their players more. Look at Jimmy Butler. Remember that vision of Jimmy Butler so exhausted in the fourth quarter? That's what you expect out of your star players in those big moments. There's something about star players in big moments where they can give you just a little bit more or even a lot more. And that's why I was so disappointed, because he was so hot. And everybody know it. Yep. So for me, this comes down to Cash. There was other situations in the game, obviously, but that was a defining moment. You got to leave that guy in there. That was bad for me. If I'm a player in that situation, I'm doing a little bit more than just cursing in my glove.
Well, 2 points here. One is you're not going to win an Elimination World Series game with one run. So the Rays' bats needed to be better, and that's kind of being lost in the sauce here. But the other point that I think is relevant, because Brandon brought up basketball, and I think this is where the sports can coincide and you look at the analytics. Wilds, you will remember this. All year long, I was sounding the alarm about Giannis's minutes. Everyone was over the moon. Look at what he's doing in only 31 minutes a game. And I said, well, the concern is in the postseason, to Brandon's point, he's going to have to play 41 minutes a game. And is his body going to be ready for it? When you bring up that all year long, and this is what got the Rays there, I get it. Blake Snell never got through 6. You never gave him a chance to see, can he figure it out? Can he find an extra gear the third time through an order? Can he, because in a playoff spot, in a World Series elimination game, we might need him to do it. So I get why Cash would say, right? I get why he would say, I'm not going to ask him to do something I haven't asked him to do all year. So the problem might be, Brandon, that they didn't ask him to do it all year.
No. But here's my problem is that the reason why a lot of these guys got there because they did things that was uncomfortable. They did things that they weren't supposed to do before. They're freak athletes.
Yeah.
When guys are in the zone, you let them cook. You let them go in. You let them stay right there. And he pulled them too fast. Another inning. That's all people wanted. Just one more. Come on, Cash.
Well, obviously, the sentence I have to say here is hindsight is 2020. Clayton Kershaw, finally a champion, and his LA neighbor, King James, taking to Twitter, congratulated him, tweeting, man, can we please have a parade? I know we can't, but damn, I want to celebrate with our Lakers and Dodgers fans. LA is the city of champions. And then this, of course, there'd be this. Oh, and yeah, put some respect on Clayton Kershaw's name now and forever. Watch LeBron coin washed Clayton. I could see that one coming next. All right, let's play a little take your pick. Brandon, which Los Angeles superstar legacy was more impacted by this past title, Clayton Kershaw or LeBron James?
Kershaw, known as one of the greatest pitchers ever, couldn't get over the hump. He did it last night. He played well in the postseason. This is all about Kershaw. LeBron James was already in the conversation of the GOAT. Is he the GOAT? Probably not. That's up for a debate on another show. I just want to take a shot at Nick. I just want to take a little shot at Nick.
It's probably Kershaw because Kershaw was the only player to win 3 Cy Youngs and didn't have a title. Also, bonus take for you, not a parade guy. So I disagree with LeBron, even if we were not in a pandemic. Just not a parade guy. Just not a big fan. I don't like linear processions. Just largely bored.
Lateral maybe.
Before I give my answer, good job by our producers getting lifelong and avid Dodger fan LeBron James into the show. He's never rooted for another baseball team. He's always been a Dodger guy through and through. So I'm happy for LeBron especially. He's suffered with them, over these last 30 years. The answer, though, Brandon and Wilds are right, is Kershaw. LeBron already was the GOAT, or if you want to say the second greatest player ever, fine. We don't have to argue about it. This was missing for Clayton Kershaw. He needed it. And I'm going to give a bonus tease, Jenna. Where does this put Kershaw on the list of the greatest pitchers of the last 100 years? I might have an answer for that in about 4 minutes, Jenna Wolfe.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.